All right, so we're here at Home Depot and we've got two options. We've got either oak or birch for the hardwood. They both cost about the same and they're both close to the same density. So whichever one you like, we're gonna go with oak today because that's gonna match the one that we've already got. But like I said, birch also works well. It's a nice clean pattern. This is the top layer that you're gonna be using, the one that everybody's gonna see. The one that is going to be underneath doesn't have to be quite as nice as this and costs significantly less. All right, next up, we're going to need to get some 4x8, just cheap contractor's grade plywood. If you can find OSB in 3/4 inch, that's what you want. This does not have it right now, so we're going to go a little bit more expensive, but it's still not too bad. It's $24 each. You'll need 4 of these. Okay, so we've got Kristen helping us get the wood out. Something that you want to think about when you're getting this is to try and get the middle ones because those are going to be more flat. The ones on top tend to bend and it's going to make a difference as you're laying these on the floor and trying to make them all level. Can you make it?
I can't do it.
Come on. Here, clean grip. Drop. Yeah. All right, the next thing we're going to need is screws. So right now I've got 1 pound, which should be plenty of screws. We're looking for 6x1 to 1/4 or 1 1/4. That's going to bring it through the 2 pieces of plywood, but not all the way down through all 3 or hitting the floor. So that's the length that we're looking for. You want to get exterior wood screws just because they grip a little bit better going in and they're also cheaper. So it's about $9–10 for all the screws that we're going to need. So next up is the adhesive. You're going to want at least 2 tubes. I suggest getting the liquid nails, the heavy duty construction adhesive. It's going to be interior and exterior, so if there's any kind of weather or something like that, it's going to help with that. Last but not least, you need a caulk gun. That sounds painful, doesn't it? It's like $3. Don't forget it.
All right, guys, the first thing you're going to want to do is lay the first 2 pieces of OSB down. You might notice that they're a little bit warped still, and that's not a big deal. They're going to go back down once we put weight on them. You do want to make sure that the edges are completely flush though on both sides. Make sure that you cut a really big hole in your liquid nails and that you make sure that you poke the inside of it so we don't have any issue with it coming out in a very large stream. You just want to put a decent amount across there and make sure it's fully covered. After you have the liquid nails down, you can place your second layer of OSB on top in the opposite pattern. Once you have that down, make sure you put weights on it to make sure that everything's flat and that the adhesive can do its job. After about 10 minutes, you can go ahead and start putting the screws into the first 2 layers of OSB. You're going to want to make sure you have 4 rows of screws and they'll all be about 18 inches apart. This is going to make sure that there's no air pockets or any high points in the platform. After you've done that, make sure you stomp on all the portions of the platform to ensure that you do not have any air pockets so far. Now we can measure the sides of the platform so we can cut our mats. You should have a 4x6 stall mat. You can get these at pretty much any tractor supply company. We recommend getting the ones that have the diamond cut in it, just in case you have a surface that's not perfectly level, your weights won't move back and forth. Now this will be a 4x6 stall mat, and the platform is going to be 8x8, so obviously we're going to need to cut 2 different sections. You can use any knife to cut these, but it can be kind of difficult. The best thing to do is probably to use a box cutter. You'll want to put it up on some type of elevated surface so we can bend it in the middle. You'll score it once and then come back through and finish the job. You'll use the adhesive for the top layer of hardwood, but you don't need any for the Stallmats. All you need to do is screw those down with the same screws that you used on the OSB. Now for the Stallmats and for the hardwood, you're not going to have to use quite as many screws. 3 rows on the hardwood and 2 rows on each Stallmat is fine. Before cutting your second pieces in the back, make sure you fit the first 2 to make sure they're flush. Come back, remeasure, so you can get the last pieces.